Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a movie review on one of my guilty pleasure movies, Resident Evil. Oh, no, whoops. Sorry, we're not reviewing one of these movies. We're not reviewing one of the Wes Anderson movies. We're actually reviewing the terrible Netflix adaptation of Resident Evil. So I just want to start off, I will be doing a watch along for at least the first episode of the Netflix garbagely woke TV series. God, it's going to be 1 hour. I'm going to post a community post when I finish filming it, editing it, and processing it. So in case you ever wanted to watch the show, but didn't want to subject yourself to that horror, that cringe, at least you can watch it along with me. So stay tuned for that. It might be in the next couple of days. So welcome to Raccoon City. If you're wondering why I'm wearing the shades, it's because I have a massive black eye. Whoops, no I don't. It's just because I'm doing Wesker for today. How bad was Raccoon City? So I'm going to start off by giving it my rating. So it's going to be on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being absolute garbage, 10 being a beautiful mind masterpiece. Yes, I know I keep referencing that movie. It is one of my favorite movies and one of the best made movies. Eventually one day I'll probably do a review of that movie as well. So I give Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City a solid 6. So let's start off with the synopsis of the show. It's pretty much a cross between Resident Evil, if I'm not mistaken, it's been ages since I've actually played them or even finished even the remakes. I think it's Resident Evil 1 and 2 that they're trying to emulate, give their own take on it, and that's what the problem is, that they actually try to give their own take on it, and that is the stupidest thing that people do when they try to make movies based on these IPs. They hear, hey, it's a video game, it's going to make us cash whether it's good or not. Look at the Halo series, look at the Batman series. All people care about is if it's a comic book or a video game adaptation. They will watch it and you will get some of your, if not most of your money back for making the movie. But they don't look into the lore, they don't look into the games, they don't look into the comic books. What they do is they skim through social media and skim through some of the things and then say, okay, we have enough information that we can make our own movie based on Resident Evil. So Resident Evil starts off with, a normal Raccoon City, and then we have, of course, an outbreak that happens with a truck driver and his dog, and with the horrible Claire Redfield actress.
Tell him you had to change your heart.
People put too much emphasis on family anyway. Sometimes you just gotta let it go.
Watch out!
She sucks, just like many of the casting of this movie. So what I liked about the movie, so the reason why I'm wearing the sunglasses for the movie is because I actually did like Wesker in this movie. I think the character who played him, Tom Hopper, did an absolutely great job with Wesker. He pulled off the look. He is a decent actor. He's in other movies that I've enjoyed him in, but I just can't remember off the top of my head where else I've seen him. But he is very decent, and he did do a great representation of Wesker. Another person that was well cast for the movie was the lead scientist, Neil McDonough, who played, of course, William Birkin. So the other characters, the actors who played them, I never actually bothered learning who they were. Don't care. But the two actors that I appreciated, that did great jobs in the roles, were those two. So like I said before, you have the actress who plays Claire, very bland, very boring. Let's just say Kristen Stewart, in her previous roles, was much more enthusiastic and entertaining and a hell of a lot more likable than the character portrayal of Claire Redfield. Chris, I don't know why Chris Redfield is smaller than Wesker. Like I said, these people don't play the games and they don't look into the actual history of Resident Evil. They just hired actors they liked. So he looks nothing like Redfield. So the story starts off with Claire somehow using a knife to pick the front door lock, a bolt lock of her brother's front entrance. Like she literally just goes, sticks into the hole, and opens the door. I've looked into it. You can't pick a lock with a fucking knife. It would have made more sense if she put the knife between the hinges of the door with the slider is and somehow magically slid the lock, or what, you know, that would have been a bit more believable. But sticking it in the keyhole, doing 2 turns, and then unlocking it, no, that's an impossibility. It's very, very stupid. I don't know why they didn't have her with hair clips. I guess they didn't want her to have hair clips because that would have been too feminine of her. So they're like, hey, you know what? Let's make it more badass so she could use a knife to stupidly pick a lock unrealistically. So I'm a big fan of the Wes Anderson movies. I've watched every single one of them. They are not the best movies, but they are very, very enjoyable movies to watch. There was one that I didn't like because it was actually boring. I think it was the second one. The first one I very much liked. Anyway, so I will be reviewing every one of those movies. I loved all the animated Resident Evil movies that you can find on Netflix. This movie was the worst. Leon, the actor who played Leon, again, looks nothing like the character. So Leon is a complete bumbling buffoon throughout the entire movie. Every single line that he has either starts with, ends with, or is just fuck, 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 fuck.
Fuck that guy.
And is it because he's pissed off or he's swearing at somebody? Nope, it's because it usually leads to or follows him somehow fucking up. The actress also that played Jill Valentine, I wasn't a big fan of her, but she at least did a better job than the actress that played the unlikable Claire.
What the fuck?
Hey!
You snooze, you lose.
What?
Still a sandwich now. Come on. Pay up. Come on.
So the story is complete nonsense. Graphically, I'm very, very split regarding the visual appeal of the movie, because many things, like the visual appeal of the movie is very, very good, but the zombies, I don't know what kind of look they were going for, but for some reason all the zombies look bloated. Maybe they were going for that freshly dead look where, you know, the body's decomposing and the oxygen is being released, and like, you know, the bodies start swelling up. That's what happens when you die. Like, all the oxygen and everything starts being released within your body, and you do start swelling up. That's what happens. So I don't know if that's the look they were going for, but whatever they did, it's freaking horrible because they all look like Marilyn Mansons for some reason.
Whoa, wait, okay. Wait, slow down.
A few of the zombies did look like zombies, but for the most part, they were all really, really goofy looking, not scary whatsoever. There is the famous Itchy Tasty scene where you have the infected mother writing her blood on Chris Redfield's window that Claire is watching. She writes "Itchy Tasty" in her own blood.
Can I help you?
And then, I'm not 100% certain, but I've rewound this part over and over and over, and I'm pretty sure when she jumps onto Claire and is screaming something, I'm pretty sure she says, "Itchy Tasty!" I'm pretty sure she says, "Itchy Tasty." It's hard to make out, but I'm pretty sure she screeches that.
You need help.
So there is one thing that the camera does that I really, really appreciate and I really liked, because it made the scenes look so much more better when they did that, and that's when they were doing like the panning and the zooming out, zooming in. That was amazingly well done. For that I give them all the props in the world. Whoever shot those scenes, amazing job. The character Chris Redfield, the character of Leon, he's so, it's not just that he is a stupid character in the movie, but the way he is written, his scenes themselves are stupid. There is a scene where the truck is driving up to the police station and we have Leon passed out, sleeping with his headphones, the music blasting in his ears, and he can't hear a full speed ahead truck careening up to the building. And he remains sleeping throughout the entire part, even the part with the truck exploding. Okay, now I'm an 80s kid, I had headphones, I know what it was like. You could still hear the outside, especially with those stupid foam things that he was wearing. You can hear everything that was going on around you, no matter how loud your music was. So he definitely would have heard the explosion. And if he didn't hear the explosion, he would have definitely have felt the shock of the explosion because it will reverberate for quite a long distance. And he was not that far from the truck. But what wakes him up? The commander-in-chief shooting the zombie that comes out of the burning zombie that comes out of the truck. That's what wakes up Chris. And of course, what's Chris's line when that happens? Fuck.
What the fuck?
So the commanding officer, he was also actually, I forgot about him, but he was also a well-written character. He's very sarcastic and treated the characters of the movie as they should be treated, like children, like stupid children. So I give that guy props. So story is garbage. The acting, honestly, the acting is all right. Everybody, for the most part, I've watched it twice over, one just to watch it and then one for the review part of it. And from what I remember, everybody did a decent job at the acting, so at least that. Now, there's one thing that I'm always cautious of before I watch any of these Netflix or Amazon Prime specials is the wokeness. Thankfully, this show is woke. This movie is woke free. The show is fucking hella woke, but the movie itself, Welcome to Raccoon City, is not woke. Just the fact that they race swapped the Leon's character and Jill? Yeah, the Jill character. That stuff I don't consider woke. What I consider woke is if they replace them with another gender or another race, specifically to make a point that I'm a better character because I'm this type of checkmark. So the cast is very very diverse. So the director, the casting did go through their check marks and whatever. There was no gays or was there any gays or lesbians in the movie? Nope, I don't recall any of those. So you know what? So you need to do better. You need to get that representation. But the movie was not woke, so thank goodness for that. So I would recommend watching this movie if you have nothing else to watch. It's not a great movie by any means. And the last thing I want to talk about is the Birkin Nemesis monster. So again, the actor that played him did a great job. I found he was perfectly cast for the role of Birkin. He injects himself with the virus, the T virus, so he mutates, of course. Now, everything leading up to his final form was really, really well done. It was all practical effects. It looked great. I give the makeup design and the CGI that was used up until that point 10 out of 10. Great job.
Did you really believe you could be part of my family? Oh, such a sweet little soldier! Such a loyal little drone. How could you be so dumb when your sister's so smart?
But then when it came to the, oh my goodness, the complete transformation of Birkin, he just looked like a goofy cartoon. There was nothing scary. It was actually funny. I remember when I first saw him, I laughed. I was like, what the hell is this? This is a cartoon. This is a Crash Bandicoot cartoon level. That's how goofy he looked. Not intimidating or anything like this.
Get behind me! Jerry, run!
The liquor, of course, was all CGI, and that one was actually very, very well done. I give you props for that character. Why couldn't you make Birkin a much more realistic, ugly, scary looking character? Yeah, I know you can't really make scary looking things scary with all CGI, but you could have done a better job. Speaking of the liquor, another thing I want to say about Leon. So there's a part where they're in the facility, or they're in the orphanage, and they're being stalked by the liquor. So you see Leon with his gun. He hears something crawling around. He doesn't know where it is, but he knows it's somewhere on the ceiling. So whatever points the movie got for cinematography and scene setup from up until this point was great, until here. So you actually have a scene where the camera pans up to look at the ceiling with the rows of light. And they're trying to tell us that even though all the light panels were lit, the shadows that the light panel itself cast onto the ceiling was so dark, was so pitch black, that Leon could not see the liquor. Right? If you have a light on your ceiling, like a light fixture, a ceiling fan or whatever, any sort of hanging light fixture, don't look at the light, but look at the shadow cast behind it. Is it pitch black? Can you see what's behind it? Well, why does the movie think that you can't see the shadows? What's in the shadows behind the light? So freaking stupid. And I was like, that is so ridiculous. That is so stupid.
Why are we here?
This place has a secret passageway that leads to the Spencer mansion.
How'd you know about this place? Thought you lost. The cage was behind all the shit you were doing. Another left you to rock, just like us.
See, that's what the movie is like. There's good parts of the movie, and then there's parts of the movie that completely counter the good parts. So that's my review of the movie. I give it a 6, the same I gave the Ghostbusters movie, because they're not really woke movies. they're not terrible movies either. They're just meh. If you have time to waste, watch the movies. But if you want to watch a good Resident Evil movie, absolutely watch the Wes Anderson movies or any of the animated movies. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you very much for watching the premiere. So I shoot all my videos in 4K 60 frames per second, but when I premiere the videos, for some reason, YouTube is only capable of broadcasting it in 1080p. So if you want to rewatch the video or rewatch clips of the video, once the premiere is over, it will absolutely be available for you to watch the movie review in full 4K, 60 frames per second, and you guys will see this disgusting face in 4K. God help you. So really, thank you very much, everybody, for giving me a few minutes of your time to watch my video. I would greatly appreciate a like. Leave a comment if you want to suggest other movies for me to watch and review. Thank you very much. Giga Vega out.